Hello everyone. Hi, this is Neema Nair, and I'm going to be your new BA teacher from today. So, Jai Saminarayan to all. Today we're going to learn a very interesting chapter, new chapter. I'm going to start this lesson with a quote that is, "Your demand is around you." Now, this statement means that if whenever you want or demand any product, you look around and you can find it, right? You go to the market around, you go to the malls or and this marketplace. If you are looking for vegetable, you go to the vegetable market and you find whatever your demand is. You don't have to go to another country to buy it, right? Do you have to? No. Most of the things we can find it around us only. So your demand is around you. I want to start this chapter by asking few questions to you to just think about it, to just ponder over, okay? Because in the course of the chapter, we are going to get the answers for all these questions, okay? So, my first question is, how are your experiences when you go to buy vegetables or clothes in the market? Have you ever visited a wholesale shop? I'm sure some of you might have, of course. And what makes a wholesale shop different from a retail shop? It's okay if you are not having answers to all these questions right now, because as we study this chapter in detail, we're gonna find answers to all these questions. Okay, so what are we going to discuss today? It is internal trade, chapter number 9 of your textbook. Okay, I'm just giving you with this slide a short glimpse of what all things that we are going to discuss in this chapter. It is first internal trade. Here you have the meaning, then classification of trading activities, wholesale trade, retail trade, then types of retail trade, and some of the terminologies. Okay. So we'll start with the definition, that is internal trade means performing business transactions within the border of a nation. The key word here is within the border of a nation. It is also known as domestic trade or home trade. I'm sure this definition is very clear to all. We are going to look about the classification of trading activities. Now, these is given in 101 page number of your textbook. There's a flow chart shown here. I've taken that in this PT in this slide. Okay. The classification has been done from the viewpoint of boundary, from the viewpoint of distribution, from the viewpoint of payment, and from the viewpoint of delivery of goods. So, if we look at the viewpoint of boundaries, we have two types, that is internal and foreign trade. So, what is internal? As we have discussed, it is within the border of the country, and foreign trade is between one country to another country. It can be two, three, any number of countries. Okay, so that is between different countries, and internal is within trade within the boundaries of the country. I hope this is clear. Next is from the viewpoint of distribution. It is direct and indirect. Direct means when the goods are directly sold by the manufacturer to the end customer, and indirect means when it is not directly sold but there is a middleman. So here it is further bifurcated into two types, that is wholesale trade and retail trade. This I'll be explaining you in more detail in the chapter as in when we discuss more. Okay, so I'll be discussing it in the course of this chapter. Then from the viewpoint of payment, so credit and cash. I'm sure most of you, all of you know about cash and credit transactions in accounts. So that is what it is from the viewpoint of payment. And from the viewpoint of delivery of goods, it is spot and future trade. Spot means as in when you pay this price, you get the delivery on the spot, and future trade is you get the delivery of the goods in future date. Okay, so that is the classification. Now we'll look at the wholesale trade. So wholesale trade means buying and selling goods in relatively large quantities or in bulk. So here the key word is bulk. The person buys in huge quantity in bulk from the wholesale from the producer or the manufacturer, and then he sells it to the end customer or the retailer. In most cases he sells it to the retailer. Okay, such trader is known as the wholesaler, and we can say thus that the wholesaler acts as a link between a producer and retailer. He is the link. So sometimes you can be asked in the exam that who is the link between a producer and a retailer. So at that time you have to give the answer wholesaler. Okay. So next slide, services of the wholesalers. So first we'll see the what all the services does the wholesaler provide to the producer. First, he orders in large quantity. So he whenever he place order, it is in bulk quantity, as we have it was cleared in the definition. Then information of the market. The wholesaler has complete information about the market, which he passes on to the producer for his improvement of the goods. Then freedom from the storage of goods. This wholesale manufacturer, he has a lot of suppose if you are talking about a farmer, he has a lot of other activities to do, like farming, sowing of seeds, plowing the field, irrigating, right? So it will be very difficult if storage work is also his responsibility. So here what happens, storage is done by the wholesaler and not the producer. So that gives the producer freedom from the storage of goods. Then freedom from the worry of sales. Now the producer, he doesn't have to worry about the sales because his goods are being already purchased by the wholesaler, right? So he is not supposed to worry about the end sale. There is a wholesaler there who has to do all the worries. Then relief in capital. Now the wholesaler, he gives sometimes advance payment to the producer, which helps the producer as a capital amount, right, as a capital sum, because he can invest it to produce the things. So that is a relief in capital. And freedom from risk. The risk of all the damages is upon the wholesaler, because he is the one who is storing the goods, right? So he is the the producer is free from bearing any risk. Then services of the wholesaler to the retailer. What services that he gives to the retailer? So he supplies the goods to the retailer as and when he requires it. Then he gives the goods on credit, which is very helpful for the retailer for his liquidity. Then decrease in the advertisement expense, because many a times wholesaler takes a share of advertising the product. So that doesn't, all the pressure of the advertisement doesn't go to the retailer. Then redressal of complaints. As and when complaints are coming, the retailer, what he'll do, he go to the wholesaler, inform the wholesaler about the default of the product, and he in turn informs it to the producer. So he is the one who does the redressal work of the complaints. Then freedom from the risk. Here wholesaler is the storer of the products, right? So even the retailer is free from the risk of any damage caused to the products. And guidance, he gives guidance to the retailer in terms of the fixing of the price of the product, place of sales, all these things. In all these matters, the wholesaler provides guidance to the retailer. So that's it for today's class. I hope you'll all watch the video till the end, and please complete the attendance assignment and post it as soon as it is done, because your attendance will be marked only after the completion of the assignment. So thank you so much for watching. We'll continue with the retail trade in our next video. Thank you.